What year is it? You're probably thinking 2026. Your phone says 2026. Your rent says 2026. The entire internet has agreed it's 2026. But in Ethiopia, it's 2018. Same planet, same sun, different year. So here's the real question. If the year can change depending on where you stand, who is actually in charge of time? We treat calendars like they're physics, like they fell out of the sky with gravity and oxygen. But calendars are not natural. Calendars are an agreement, a standard, a tool. And like all tools, they belong to whoever gets to set the default. The calendar most of the world uses is the Gregorian calendar. It's baked into your phone, your passport, your taxes, airline schedules, and bank systems. It feels so normal that it becomes invisible. But the Gregorian calendar didn't win because it's the one true calendar. It spread because it was useful, and usefulness is how power disguises itself as common sense. To understand why it exists, you have to go back to the calendar it replaced, the Julian calendar, used across Europe for centuries. The Julian calendar measured the year a tiny bit wrong. Not enough to ruin your day, but enough to ruin your millennium. That tiny error stacked up, slowly dragging the calendar away from the seasons. And that drift created a crisis for the one thing medieval Europe cared about scheduling with absolute precision: holy days, specifically Easter. Easter is tied to the spring equinox and the lunar cycle. When the calendar drifted, Easter drifted with it. That wasn't just annoying. It threatened the authority of the Church's entire liturgical structure. So in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII introduced a reform. And here's the part that should make you blink. Some countries literally deleted days to fix the drift. They woke up, and the calendar jumped forward. Time didn't move. People moved time. So question, if an institution can erase days from your life and call it correction, is time a fact or a policy? The Gregorian calendar slowly spread, not in one clean moment, but in waves. Some places adopted it quickly. Others resisted for decades or centuries, partly because adopting the Pope's calendar felt like political surrender. But eventually, trade, administration, and international coordination did what they always do. They punished difference. If you want to do business across borders, you need shared dates. If you want standardized contracts, shipping, court deadlines, banking, and travel schedules, you need a shared system. So the Gregorian calendar became the global operating system, not because it was sacred, because it was compatible. Now, Ethiopia. Ethiopia uses an older calendar tradition often called the Ethiopian or Ge'ez calendar. It has 13 months, 12 months of 30 days, plus a short extra month at the end, like a bonus level for the year. And the year number is different because calendars don't just count days. They count from a starting line. Europe standardized its year one based on calculations about the birth of Jesus that were produced and popularized in the Christian world. Ethiopia's tradition uses a different ancient calculation for the same religious timeline, so the count doesn't match. That's why Ethiopia is usually about 7 to 8 years behind the Gregorian year, depending on the date. So Ethiopia isn't behind. Ethiopia is counting from a different zero. If two societies choose different starting points, who gets to declare one right and the other wrong? Now let's talk clocks, because the story gets even better. Ethiopia uses the same official time zone as East Africa, but many people also use a local convention where the day is counted from sunrise. So what we call 6 a.m. is 12 o'clock in Ethiopian time because it's the beginning of the day as experienced by humans, not the beginning of the day as defined by a global spreadsheet. Meanwhile, a lot of us live under another time invention: daylight saving time. We literally change the clock twice a year to chase daylight. It's not astronomy. It's a social decision, built to shape when people work, commute, and spend. Ethiopia generally doesn't do DST, and one simple reason is geography. Closer to the equator, daylight length doesn't swing as wildly across seasons, so the benefit is smaller. And if your local convention already tracks sunrise, you don't need to yank the clock around to feel aligned with the sun. So here's the irony. We adjust the clock to match the day. Ethiopia adjusts the way the hours are named, so the day already fits. Now, does all of this have to do with Easter? Partly, yes. The Gregorian reform was heavily driven by keeping Easter and the equinox aligned. But the deeper truth is bigger than any one holiday. Calendars are compromises between astronomy, religion, government, and logistics. Time isn't just measured, it's managed. And in the modern world, the people who decide time aren't only religious authorities. It's governments, courts, standards bodies, software, and international coordination. It's the infrastructure of global life. The systems that need everyone to agree, because disagreement is expensive. That's why Ethiopia can live in 2018 and 2026 at the same time. For international banking, flights, passports, and global commerce, it uses the Gregorian calendar. For cultural life, holidays, and local tradition, it uses Ethiopian timekeeping too. Two calendars, two ways of telling the truth about the same sun. So the harsh truth isn't that one calendar is fake. It's that the year you live in is not a law of nature. It's a story people agreed to tell together. And the loudest story became the default. What else in your life feels like reality, but is really just a decision someone made a long time ago?